Hello and welcome to this latest video on Lyricist. Now, if you're one of these people that is completely and utterly tone deaf like me, then you're going to need this app. Lyricist applies a computerized voice to speak your lyrics, or alternatively pass them through a TalkBox and have them sing your lyrics in a computerized fashion. For example,
there is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one.
So let's take a look at how this works. If we look at the right side of the interface, we have a section where you add your lyrics, and on the left side we have a song structure. So everything's broken down into chorus, verse, bridge, intro, outro and so on. And these parts are pieced together using the song structure to create your song. Now, as of iOS 7, Apple introduced a speech synthesis engine, and if you look here, this is just the number of voices that I've currently got installed. But the great thing is you can install more, and I'm going to show you how. So if you head off to your iOS settings app and then click on accessibility, then click voiceover, and under that speech, now voice at the top. Now what we've got here is a big long list of all the voices you can install, and here's an example.
Hello, my name is Daniel.
Hello, my name is Kate.
Now those are two British voices, but we can also pick other language and dialects.
Hello, my name is Ava.
Now the voices with enhanced after the name are usually ones that you need to download yourself to get better quality, so go ahead and do that. So let's give you a brief example of how this was constructed. So we start off by going to the options menu and picking new song. We will be then asked to confirm we want to delete the existing song, and we'll be asked for a song name. Now if we look at this little bar that goes across the top of the song structure and part lyrics boxes, this is actually the lyric part selector. So I'm selecting chorus, and then on the right hand side I'm hitting add to add a lyric. Now I'm going to type in a straightforward line, the first line of the House of the Rising Sun. And then I'm going to hit the preview button to the left so we can hear the computerized voice.
There is a house in New Orleans.
Now that was quite rapid and not really very good for a lyric. So let's slow it down by inserting commas within the line. In this case, I'm going to split the lyric line into 4 separate sections because ultimately I know there's a note melody that goes with that. So we'll do that later.
There is a house in New Orleans.
Now ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Kate Enhanced. But that might not be what we want. So let's turn on the TalkBox.
There is a house in New Orleans. There is a house in New Orleans.
So as you can see, via the aid of TalkBox, Kate can sing musical notes and even musical chords.
There is a house in New Orleans.
Now I'm going to change that back to a single note A2 and press save to add that to the chorus.
There is a house in New Orleans.
Now the first thing that happens is that's spoken and rendered as audio, and you see the little R appear at the end of that lyric.
There is a house in New Orleans.
You can preview a lyric at any time using the preview on the right hand side. But I'm going to go and add a second line of lyrics. So let's press the add button and we'll add the second line of the song. And I'm going to leave it like that and just press enter when done to add this line to the song.
They call the rising sun.
Now I didn't bother embedding any shortcodes into that to change the pitch during mid speech. Instead I'm going to assume that we've finished the chorus and we want to add that to the song structure. So with chorus selected on the song bar, just hit the add button on the left and you'll see the chorus appear. So now we've actually got parts in the song, we can actually use the main play button at the top of the interface.
a house.
And this
in
will
New
start playback
Orleans.
of the song, starting with the first item in the song structure, which is a chorus. Now let's spice it up a bit. Let's select the first line of the song, the chorus, and go and embed something called a shortcode.
There is a house in New Orleans.
Now the first note of this lyric line is technically correct. It sounds right to me. So what we need to do is embed a shortcode at the beginning of this lyric that corresponds to that particular note. And we do this by pressing the embed button and then picking the option to embed a shortcode. Now we move to the second position and select a new note, in this case a C.
There is a house in New Orleans.
And we insert a shortcode for the C. Now we can move on to the next one, which is a D, and I think the last one probably is an F. So let's preview that.
There is a house in New Orleans.
Okay, that sounds good. So let's just press save to save our changes, and we can press the main play to preview the song. Okay.
They call the rising sun.
So obviously now we go on to make the same kind of changes to line 2, embedding the shortcodes for the notes. But what I want to do is look at a typical song structure. Now I'm just picking here items from this this bar at the top here, and I'm just hitting the add button on the left to add and create a song structure. And that's basically how the song's constructed. Now if we look at the chorus, the part lyrics for the chorus, the first line of the chorus, you see there's a 0 at the beginning, which means it starts at beat 0 of the chorus. The second line has an 8, which means it starts at beat 8. Now if we move into this edit dialog, you can see here we can change the start beat, and we can also change the length of that part in beats. And that will determine where the next parts follow on from. Now let's take a quick look at a second example. Now just for anyone that's wondering, this is my my feeble homage to Kraftwerk. But you can see here we actually have a couple of verses and a chorus that actually have some lyrics in there. And just for laughs, let's just have a quick listen.
We're charging our battery. And now we're full of energy.
Now please note I've changed the time format to be bars and beats here as opposed to beats.
And now we're full of energy.
Now I want you to notice that both of these lines are 2 bars in length. That's 4 bars in total. And we can see that by the start position of the chorus in the song structure.
We are the robots. We are the robots.
So the chorus in this case consists of 4 lines of 2 bars each, which is a total of 8 bars for the chorus. And we can see that in the start position of verse 2 being 8 bars beyond the chorus. Now these parts get dynamically shifted around depending on the content of the part, but if we want to force a part to be on a specific time, we can. We just select the part and hit the start time in the left. We can move these start times in increments of quarter beats, and as you can see here I've moved the chorus start time on by a single beat, but you can obviously just go in there and advance by a whole bar, and you'll see all the other items that fall after the chorus and the song chain all get shuffled down. Now you can do the same within each individual part. All the parts automatically get moved around as the sizes change, but again you can force a start time within a lyric part. Now while it's all well and good embedding notes within the lyric using shortcodes, there is another alternative, which is using the remote control mode, as you can see here. Now with this active, if we tap and hold this button, we get 2 modes of input, and we're going to look at the MIDI one first. Now in this mode I can press and hold a chord and then start playback.
We're charging our battery. And now we're full of energy.
So basically in MIDI remote mode, any incoming note on and off data affect the synthesizer we've got built into Lyricist that works behind the scenes, and it overrides any notes that you embed within your lyric. Now this second example is using the remote audio in mode. In this case we're using GarageBand's synth to create the backing, and it's using that backing to create the carrier for the audio. Notice to do this we have to load Lyricist as an effect plugin so that we can affect the audio passing through. So just to clarify, remote is enabled, and if we tap and hold remote you can see we're on audio input mode. Also notice I've got host sync enabled here, so we play along with the host app. When host sync's enabled, the play button is automatically selected.
We're charging our battery, and now we're full of energy. We are the robots. We are the robots.
And when we're at the end of the loop, it'll actually loop back to whatever point within the song lyric we are. In this case it's just playing at chorus and verse 1. Okay, let's leave GarageBand and go and look at some of the intricacies of Lyricist and some of the things that might not be immediately obvious. If you look at this little render marker at the end of the lyric line, we could click on that and get a menu of options, including the ability to delete the audio for a clip. If we now play that clip or preview that clip, it will be re-rendered again. But there's also the option in there to re-render directly, and I'm going to come back to where that comes in a minute. Now if we click on the options menu, we can choose delete rendered audio for part, and that actually removes all the audio for that part, in other words verse 1 in this case. And at any point you can come in this menu and pick the render audio now, which will regenerate any clips audio that aren't already rendered. Now what this allows us to do is something like pick a different voice for different rendered parts. So if I go pick another voice within this menu, i.e. one of the German voices, we'll first be asked whether we want to re-render all the audio with this voice. I'm going to say no. But what I'm going to re-render just one line of audio. The second line.
And now very full of energy.
Cool accent.
And now very full of energy.
Now the great thing about this is the lyrics are still sung in your home language, but with that German twang, if you like. So let's just try a different voice.
And now very full of energy. We're charging our battery. And now very full of energy.
I think I should have used that one for the Kraftwerk. Okay, now moving on. So besides the TalkBox, we also have a vocal doubler built in, and those options for the TalkBox, vocal doubler and other speech options are available within the options menu by choosing the voice and effect settings. Now in here we can set up a tempo and such like. We can set up speech synthesizer rate, pitch, and then there's the TalkBox settings and the doubler settings and the output volume. Now we also have a set of copy and paste options, so you can always click on the copy and copy a selected part to the clipboard as text. We can also paste text lyrics into Lyricist from an external package, but I'm just going to select them internally here and just copy and paste them between two parts. Now that pastes everything as pure text. If you want to paste or duplicate a part including all its settings, you can hit the copy menu and select the duplicate part option. This maintains all the part lengths and start offsets, so that if you want to, say, create a second verse just with different lyrics, it's easy to do it that way. Now if I attempt to play this song with some lyrics that are unrendered, you will get prompted to render these parts before play begins. It's just a word of warning there. Obviously, only rendered parts are heard when the interface is minimized, so it's important to render the parts, and those rendered parts are then saved as part of the song. They're not that big, or even as part of the session.
We're charging no battery.
Now it's worth mentioning, if we edit a line of lyric, you'll see that there's actually a speech rate in here. There's actually also a speech rate within the preferences in the voice settings. Now we've got it on default. Default means whatever pref is set to, so it's a global way to change the speech rate, but you can change the rate within here. A rate of 50 is regarded as default. Anything below is slower than default. Everything above is faster than normal. Now, depending on the tempo you have set and the speech length in beats, your lyric may or may not fit. And I think the first port of call, if it doesn't fit, is to go to the preferences and change the global speech rate. If you want to just affect one line, you can go in the edit dialog and then do that. Now I want to finish with a few little shortcuts that probably you would not stumble on by accident. So pressing the delete button on the right hand side deletes a lyric, but if you tap and hold that delete button, you can delete all lyrics within that part. It's the same with the song structure. You can press the delete button on the left and you delete a single lyric. You can tap and hold and delete the whole song structure. Now say I wanted to insert the intro at the beginning of this song. We can press the move button, then select the intro on the part bar and press the little green cross at the top of your song structure to insert the intro. Now say I add a bridge section to the end of this song by selecting bridge and clicking the add button, and we decide that that bridge is in the wrong place. We can move it into position by pressing the move button, tapping and hold on these little icons on the right side of the song structure window and dragging it to its new position. And in the same way, we can use the move icon on the right of the part lyrics to maneuver or adjust or reorder lyrics within the part. So I think that just about sums up the preview for Lyricist. Now we do have a help file here which covers most of the topics that we've just talked about, but for now nothing left but to say thanks for watching, thumbs up on the video, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.